Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another goddamn spooky dookie video with some jump scares. Wait, what are we watching? We're about to watch 6 most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. The channel is called Chilling Nightmares. So if you could subscribe to his channel and also subscribe to mine, please, I'd really appreciate it. You guys ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's go. Come on. Let's do it.
In April 2019, a YouTuber named Jason uploaded a video to his channel, Abbey Mountain Trekkers, in which he recorded footage of his solo overnight trip to the mountains. His channel is dedicated to all things outdoors, in which Jason frequently uploads videos of his adventures hiking, camping, and surviving in the woods. In this particular video, his hike up to the mountain is pretty uneventful, and as soon as he arrives at the campsite, Jason begins setting up his tent and shows his viewers how he starts a fire as the sun begins to set. As he waits for the day to end, he tries his luck at spoon carving, and this is when he reports hearing a strange sound coming from the top of one of the mountains, but he writes it off as a bird or some other small animal and continues setting up for the night. At about 9 o'clock, he turns his camera off to go to bed, but less than an hour later, he wakes up to a strange sound that he says he's never heard before in his life. He mentions it sounded like some sort of guttural animal call, but because it came from pretty far away, he couldn't identify what it was.
I've never heard anything like that in my life. It sounded like a mix between almost like a pig, some kind of, I hate to even say it, but a pig, an ape, and the calls almost sounded like how the velociraptors communicate with each other on Jurassic Park. I've never heard anything like that before.
Okay.
Still shaken after the rude awakening, he tries to go back to bed, but just a few hours later at around 1 a.m. he wakes up again to what he describes.
I checked the comment section for this particular video here, and he leaves a comment in the comment section explaining in depth his situation or scenario with this, and doing his own research to try to understand what particular voice that was coming from, what animal it was, and it was unfamiliar to him. The details are in the description or the comment section below the main video of this channel. So I'm going to leave the link in my description down here. Let's continue to the video.
Describes as the sound of something or someone circling his tent.
Whatever it is, it's close. Hear that? Whatever
Nope.
it is, it sounded like there was 2 or 3 of them, and it started on the other side of my camp. Went
Nope,
around
I'm
the
out.
perimeter.
If you look closely at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the reflection of what appears to be 1 or 2 sets of eyes as he pans his flashlight over them. Although there are many animals with eyes that reflect light at night, based on the fiery white color of the reflection, it's very likely that Jason was being observed by wolves or coyotes. Dog's eyes will also give off a white reflection, but considering that it was around 1 a.m. when this happened, it's unlikely that a dog would be walking around in the mountains so close to his campsite. Coyote and wolf attacks on humans are rare, as both species tend to avoid human contact, but they can still become very aggressive if they feel threatened, especially if they have pups nearby. If this were the case, Jason would be in grave danger, but chillingly he doesn't even seem to notice the eyes watching him as he scans the area with his flashlight. Luckily, he went back to his tent and slept safely through the night. When he woke up the next morning,
When I was reading the comment, I think he explained that that wasn't actually lights, but that was the fire that he made out there, and it was coming through, I think, the tree twigs or something. So it was like making little sparkly, like, light up. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm saying. I think it was his fire he made in that campsite. So
he recorded another update for his viewers, but he never mentioned the eyes that his camera had captured the night before, suggesting he might have never noticed. After this video, there were no additional updates on the incident. In 2021, YouTuber Matt Field spent the night in a dark cave in the middle of nowhere in Australia after his friend told him about an unsettling experience he had in that cave and dared him to spend the night there alone. Matt's channel is a bit more extreme than other outdoor exploration channels, and his videos often feature him leaving civilization behind and going to remote locations for days, living only off the fish he catches and the animals he hunts. In the video, he mentions that he didn't bring any water to the trip, hoping to find water to drink in the cave. After about 4 hours of walking, he finally finds the cave and climbs down the man-made ladder inside. Venturing deeper inside the cave, Matt crawls into the different holes he finds to see if any of them lead anywhere. Around this time, he started hearing a couple of rocks falling near the entrance and the sound of some sort of animal walking around. At one point in the video, he mentions he feels like he's being watched, and things get a little more disturbing at around 11 p.m. when he begins to eat his baked beans for dinner.
That is beautiful. Baked beans
Yeah,
in a
mate.
haunted cave. Oh my god.
Living the
That was
life.
the sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms. I got full goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder.
No, dude. Some
It's
people,
a big, heavy, thick chain.
the
Wind
thrills,
can't move that.
the thrills that some people get, eh?
Holy.
When Matt recorded this video, it wasn't a windy night at all, and the fact that the chain is moving can only mean that there's someone or something down there with him.
That chain moved just then. It is 100% now. I heard it before. I'm 100% certain it's the chain that I walked in, that you climbed down into this cave on. It's moving. Now, you can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even Holy. Oh my god. Look. You must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude. Oh, this. Okay.
Man, I'm good enough getting a thrill just watching him over here, watching him at home in the comfort of my home, okay? I'll get goosebumps. I'll get the goosebumps enough right here in this little freaking room, let alone going out there fucking trying to get some thrills, dude. F that, bro. Have fun.
Well, I've got my backpack back on, and I'm booting on out of here. I just heard a sound. It's not normal. It's definitely not a normal sound, and I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet you left half those beans back there, too. Yeah, living the life.
It's probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours after I checked in with you guys, so it would be around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and that sound was not normal. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
After the creepy noises subside, he changes his mind about leaving the cave and decides to spend the rest of the night near the entrance. A couple of hours later, he reported hearing hissing sounds that sounded like human voices, but after walking around the cave, he couldn't find anything that could be making those noises. Aside from big animals, the worst thing that could have happened to Matt is to have come across a hostile squatter living in the cave, although it's unclear why anyone would want to live down there. Fortunately, he made his way out of the cave safely as soon as the sun rose, and never went
Good.
back to that cave again. Roadie is a channel dedicated to off-the-grid living, in which the uploader usually posts videos about what life is like living out of his truck and traveling around the country. The videos are usually pretty cool, with an emphasis on the beauty of nature and independent living. But this particular video is a bit more disturbing than the rest. In December 2017, Roadie uploaded footage of an incident that took place earlier that year while he was car camping in a parking lot. At around 1:30 a.m., a hooded man started walking around his truck and taking pictures of his license plates. Because the back of the truck where the uploader was sleeping was pretty much pitch black, the man probably didn't see anyone in there and continued to suspiciously walk around the truck for several minutes, unaware that he was being recorded. After a while, the man makes his way to the side of the truck and tries to shine the flashlight inside, which is when the uploader decides to take action to protect himself and let the man know he's there. Immediately after the uploader bangs his fist on the inside of the truck, the suspicious man runs away.
Huh.
It's unclear what exactly he planned to do, but based on his behavior, it couldn't have been anything good, and he was probably planning a carjacking.
Probably.
Fortunately, the uploader was able to get away safely and spend the night elsewhere. Gary and Amica are a father-daughter duo from Scotland who make videos about their travels around Europe in their camper van. The videos are usually pretty wholesome and entertaining.
I'm sorry, but from that last video, like, the guy was... why is he sleeping in his car? Is he homeless? Like, to top it off, guy has financial problems, homeless, sleeping in his car, and now someone wants to steal his car. Like, what kind of luck is that? What the hell?
But in this particular video, Gary and Amica had a pretty disturbing encounter. This footage was uploaded in March of 2023 during a trip to Tensmere Forest in North Fife, Scotland. As they were walking through the woods, Amica told her dad she heard voices somewhere near them, and after searching for a while, this is what they found.
We just stopped to look in these woods.
The hell is that, dude?
Look at how scary that is. Put the torch on.
Yeah. Yeah, no thanks.
Here's
Bro,
even
in
more on
the
the
middle of
ladders.
Oh, there's someone lying on the ground. Without
Falling
any
over. Look at the one on the ladders. Going up the tree.
A couple of prostitutes here and there. Don't mind them.
Oh, yeah.
What about the
We got
waterline
one on
there
the
to your
ladder.
left? Yeah, there. Keep it there.
So scary, dude. A bunch of women's gonna steal your money, dude. You're gonna start simping and sucking on their toes. Run!
That is weird, isn't it?
One over there that isn't actually a person. This is
In addition to dozens of creepy mannequins dressed up in costumes, they came across some pretty unsettling paintings hanging outside the little cabin in the middle of the woods. I did some research and found several other channels that featured the strange cabin, but the only information I could find was that the mannequins and paintings were probably set up there at some point in 2021. It's unknown what exactly the purpose of all
COVID
this
hotel? Exotic COVID hotel? What is going on
but
here?
whoever set it up clearly went through a lot of trouble to make it as creepy as possible. As Gary and Amica make their way out of the woods, a car starts to approach them from the other side, and Gary starts to get a little freaked out. Fortunately, they were able to make it back to the van without having to cross the car's path. As of this video's upload, there have been no further updates on the creepy discovery. In 2018, a YouTuber named John uploaded this video to his channel Lost Lakes, in which he posts about his backcountry camping adventures in Canada. The video was taken at around 3:30 a.m. at a remote location west of Chapleau, Ontario, where, according to John, there was no cell phone signal.
Well, I am living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night. And then around 3:30, I started to hear this pacing sound. And 45 minutes later, it's still pacing around out there.
Considering he was camping in a remote location in the black bear capital of the world, it's very likely that there was a bear or some other large animal outside the tent. Although it's rare for bears to attack campers, it has been known to happen. Other animals such as moose or wildcats can also pose a threat to campers if they ever feel threatened or provoked, and in those cases, a feeble camping tent won't offer a lot of protection against an angry 600-pound animal.
No.
It's much more common for people to be harassed by other people than by animals, but in this case, the footsteps don't sound very human. To maintain sanity, John shows his viewers the things he brought along on his camping trip to protect himself against animals, which include a hatchet, bear spray, and an air horn.
Good.
Near the end of the video, he mentions his car is right outside the tent, but he can't find his key and probably left it in the car.
Oh my god.
But in the end, he slept through the night safely. He never found out what exactly was walking around his tent that night.
Look at his smile.
Most campers will say they're more afraid of running into ill-intentioned people rather than aggressive animals on their camping trips, and this footage is the perfect example of why. Love Sundays is a channel run by a man named Sean who uploads videos of his solo camping adventures in the UK. In a video he uploaded in September 2022, he shows what happened one night when he camped on the side of the road in Cornwall. Technically, he wasn't supposed to be camping there due to parking regulations, so he made every effort possible to make it seem less obvious that he would be spending the night on the side of the road. Before the sun sets, he goes into his van and starts making dinner, making as little noise as possible to avoid unwanted attention. At around 9 p.m., he turns off the lights and goes to bed. Everything seems to be going just fine, but at around 2 a.m., Sean's night takes a pretty unsettling turn.
See, I was thinking of getting one of these, you know, like a VR, not a VR, an RV, something small, basic, right? But this is my concern. Like, if I'm going to get some of these, I feel like it's just going to be baggage, like just extra weight on my shoulders, unless like I'm fully invested in it. I mean, I've heard in the States you can go to like parking lots that like are gym oriented, like Anytime Fitness, and you can shower there, you know, brush your teeth, whatever, and you can park all night as long as you have a membership, right? So I guess there's little loopholes, but like you have this big truck and you don't know where to put it unless you rent a land space. Like, I don't know, man. It seems like freaking a lot, you know? It's like, it seems easy to some extent, but it's like when I got an electric scooter. I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't need a license for this. It doesn't mean I don't need car insurance. I don't need nothing. But I was getting tickets for everything. Cops were pulling me over because I didn't do full stops at stop signs. Or I had a girlfriend at the time. She was riding with me in the back, and I gave her my helmet, so I got a ticket for not wearing a helmet. I was just like, bro, I'm getting charged more riding this thing than I do with a freaking car. Like, screw this thing.
Okay, I think they've got... They literally tried to get in the van. It wasn't just a knocking, they were trying to handle.
It's not uncommon for solo campers to be asked to move somewhere else in the middle of the night, especially when you're parked somewhere where you're not supposed to be. But in this case, it's highly unlikely that this was a police officer or some other person with the authority to tell him to move, as in these cases, they would almost always knock first and announce themselves verbally.
Yeah.
Once they have your attention, they'll ask you to leave, but they won't just walk up to a van on the side of the road and start trying the door handle without announcing their intentions.
Or the way it was knocked. It was very lightly, like, tuk, 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 like, hello, anyone in there? No? Okay, I'm going to steal something now.
Likely that someone was trying to break into Sean's van. Luckily, whoever was trying to break in left after only a few seconds, and Sean wasn't bothered by them again. These kinds of encounters can be extremely disturbing, but luckily Sean woke up the next morning unharmed and was on his way to his next destination shortly after.
Right on, dude. Living the dream. Living the American dream, baby. God bless America. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you liked that video. That was pretty entertaining. Quite interesting. I saw no ghosts or anything. I guess because the video is clearly called Most Disturbing Camping Encounters. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe and like the video, because that's how my video is going to benefit with the algorithm. I would really appreciate the like. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.